Hello, I'm Martin Smith and this is your MaxiForex Week in Review. Today we'll cover some of the major events of the past week and discuss how they impact the global currency markets. The US dollar weakened after inflation data coming out of the USA increased speculation that Federal Reserve policymakers will maintain economic stimulus. The Standard & Poor's 500 index rose for a fifth week after the Fed raised its assessment of the US economy, refraining from moves to lower borrowing costs. Retail sales increased 1.1% in February, and US housing data expected next week may further point to a strengthening recovery. The Japanese yen declined for a sixth week versus the US dollar on its longest losing streak in 3 years, as economic growth in the USA boosted treasury yields and the Bank of Japan indicated plans for future stimulus. The Japanese yen was trading at the level of 83.44 against the dollar last Friday, a decrease of minus 0.14%. The British pound reached a one-week high against the US dollar last Friday after inflation data emerged softer than anticipated in the US, damping investor appetite for the greenback. The ratings agency Fitch placed the UK's sovereign rating of AAA on negative watch last Wednesday. The pound was last trading at the level of 158.40, an increase of 0.84%. Speculation about economic recovery in the USA, Canada's biggest trading partner, led to an increase in the Canadian currency. Canadian government 10-year yields rose to a high of 4 months before a report coming out next week, which is expected to show that consumer prices rose at a faster annual rate. The Canadian dollar was last seen trading at the level of 0.9916. Gold traders are the least bullish in 2 months as speculation rises that the improving economy in the USA will deter the Federal Reserve from purchasing more debt. The gold price was last trading at $1,659.34 an ounce, an increase of 0.08%. The price of oil rose and gasoline increased to a high of 10 months on speculation that demand for fuel will increase with the economic rebound in the USA, the world's biggest oil-consuming country. Oil was last trading at $107.58 a barrel, an increase of 1.83%. Well, that's all we have time for today. I hope you've enjoyed this week's review and you'll join us next week. Until then, be sure to visit us at maxiforex.ru.